guy. I counted. Terrence J in the motherfucking house, man.
What up?
Okay, you got all the bewoke folks in here.
No?
If he ain't represent,
The
that
merch.
means he ain't Terrence J.
A non-vote is a vote. What's up, y'all? It's Terrence J. I think it's so important to vote because, man, our life depends on it. When you look at everything that's happening in the world right now, you can see the signs, man, from the global warming to our relationships with international entities to everything that's happened with the pandemic. We have to have the right people in office. Man, to anybody that's young that doesn't vote, I don't even understand. People died for us to have this right to vote, whether you think your vote counts or not, whether you like the candidates or not, because trust me, your vote does count. Elections have been won by a very small percentage of voters. So each and every vote counts. And they're trying to suppress your vote because it counts so much. There are so many roadblocks in the black and brown community that prevent us from voting. You know, first of all, sometimes we're our own enemy, man. We think that our vote doesn't count. We've been conditioned to believe that our vote doesn't count, and that's untrue. In addition to that, there's so much voter suppression that happens in our black and brown communities. You know, the forces are against us. They try to make it as difficult as possible for us to vote. So with all of those things combined, it's more important than ever that we exercise our right to vote. And this election is the time. This November is the time. We have to mobilize and go out there and exercise that right to vote. My view on the state of the world right now is currently bleak but optimistic that we can turn things around. I'm optimistic that the young people and the collective consciousness of young people can overcome anything that's been happening. I'm optimistic that everything that's happening with the planet, we can change that. You know, I'm optimistic that as we see the things that are taking place with the Black Lives Matter movement and all the other movements, that the collective consciousness of young people are going to be better and smarter and wiser and kinder than we were. And so with all of that said, we're in very hard times right now, but I'm very optimistic that we can make changes for the better. Voting on local issues is just as important as voting on the big, presidential election. As we've seen during the pandemic, your local authorities hold so much power over your everyday life. Not just the president of the United States of America, not just the Senate and the Congress, it's those in the House, it's the local authorities that have a huge stake. So it's very important to vote in those elections as well. I think in order for us to see change in the immediate future, we have to be the change. Change will only come if we stand up and we exercise our right to vote, and not just vote, but hold the people that are in office accountable and continue to keep that energy and momentum. All of that is what's going to make the difference. 3 immediate issues that the next administration is going to have to deal with immediately. 1, the pandemic. That's got to be at the top of everybody's list. Right after that, black and brown people, we got to be treated correctly, and that's at the top of my list. We need to have laws that are in place so that police officers are held accountable, so that race crimes have accountability, so that you can't pick up the phone and call the police, and do racial discrimination without any accountability. We need laws from the top all the way down to local administrations to get that done. And then after that, the planet, which is another huge issue. It is imperative that we become leaders in that space. It's our kids that are going to have to suffer from the decisions that we make. So for me, I want to protect the youth. I want to protect not just my kids, but my grandkids and my great grandkids. And in order to do that, we have to preserve our planet. And the next administration is going to have to be leaders in that space.